Hi, it's Kathy from Raven Vintage. Welcome back to my craft room. Come on in. I saved you a spot. And welcome to 100 Ways to Use Scraps. We are into the second section of our to-do list. We are on fold-outs and interactives, and we are on project number 22, the gatefold element. I'm going to show you two ways to do it. One with a template, and you know I have a free template for you. And the second time, we're going to do it again, but we're going to go rogue and we're just going to wing it and do it without a template, okay? Because I want you to have more confidence in trying things, just experimenting. It is scraps after all that we're using, so we shouldn't feel bad about wasting our pretty or good or special paper. So we're moving on to 22. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about scraps today too, but first let me get into this gatefold. I didn't pick a really good color for my page here, but that's okay. That's another thing. I'm finding it hard to take pictures of this to post to promote the series because it's not really, you know, a pretty journal. It wasn't intended to be pretty. It's kind of plain Jane and it's not decorated. So I'm struggling a little bit with that aspect of it with the series. But you guys are those of you that are watching the series already appreciate that this is going to be a plain Jane book. Because it's our book of inspiration that we're going to come back to for ideas. But boy, oh boy, I'm wondering what other people are thinking, like, yeah, I don't want to watch that series. That looks kind of blah. So you're just going to have to tell your friends and you're going to have to tell them to trust the process. Okay, so what we are going to do here, I am just taking a scrap out of my scrap bin. This is a test print, a printable. It's just regular copy paper. So this is what the template looks like. So there are dotted lines here to show you where to fold the two doors, and then this is the back. So the one that I have in the template measures 6 inches total across. So I'm printing on 8.5 by 11 paper. So in total, it's 6 inches across and is 5 inches tall. So you can take any printable, cardstock, tea-dyed paper, whatever you want to put in your printer, and just print the template directly onto your paper. You don't need to print it on plain paper, cut it out and trace. You can just print the template directly onto your paper. Okay, so that's what it looks like. That's a freebie, and of course it's listed below. So let's cut this out. So this is the surefire way to get things measured and the gates to close exactly where they're supposed to close. So now I just simply cut along those template lines. I'll zoom through this. Okay, so now, sorry if you can't see this very well. Let me see if I can get something there. That shows up better. So now you can see the fold lines here. And you can make them so they are on the back or the inside. It doesn't matter. But if you fold on those lines, your gates should line up. Your gate doors. So it's like a garden gate. They match like this. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Oh, that's like a Dutch door. Kind of, but not really. A Dutch door is a little different. To me, a Dutch door is one single piece that has another opening. Let me do it this way. One single piece that has an opening so you can open. Oh, I don't think I can move my fingers like that. Maybe I'll demonstrate with a piece of paper. But this is not a Dutch door. This is a gatefold, okay? So basically where you have a back with two doors that meet at the center. I suppose you could do it off-centered. It just kind of seems like a normal thing to do to have them meet at the center. Now you can put a closure on that. You can put some sort of a, like we did yet with our what do we call that? The tuck the other day, where you glue something half on, half over, and then you could slide this one underneath. That's a possibility, but then this one might just want to lift too. But the idea here is we glue this down into our journal and you open up your doors to reveal a writing space or a favorite quote or a picture or something. or we could also put a pocket or something inside. Just keep in mind, whatever you put inside, if you want your doors to close nicely, you don't want too much bulk inside. So a flat item is generally the way to go. I just burnished that the wrong direction. There we go. So a really good burnish on those folds, and it should lay nice and flat for you. Now, like I said, you can turn this. It's nice to use something double-sided because when I fold it back this way and burnish it, line my gate doors up. Okay, so that is our gatefold. Now let's see about putting that in our book, and then like I said, we're going to go rogue. We're going to go off-road, and we're just going to try to wing it without a template. Like anything else, you can glue a couple of sides, make it a pocket behind, whatever you like. But again, because it has those doors, we really just might want to glue it down flat so that it lays flat. Going to put it right in the middle, sort of, and that is our gatefold element. Okay, so that is in our book. Let's get it checked off our list, and then let's practice a couple with different papers. Is gatefold one word or two? I have it as one word there, and I have it as two on my template. I'm wondering now which is correct, or if they're both correct sometimes. I don't know. Interesting. I just noticed that. Okay. Do you guys have a bunch of scrapbook paper, loose sheets like this that you know you'll never use in your junk journals? Like, I will never use that in a junk journal. I know I won't. Quite likely, I will never use this one either. This is a graphic 45 with the pretty little bunnies and fairies. It's really pretty. I might use this side, but I probably would not use this side unless I was doing a custom journal for someone, like a child's journal or a bunny journal. But I have a lot of them. I've been trying to, well, let me back up since we're talking about scraps and how many scraps we keep. I had a lot of scrapbook paper. I ended up selling a whole lot of it for $50 or something, which I forget how many there were, but it was a really good deal. And my friend, one of my very first well, actually my very first customer, she ended up buying that scrapbook paper from me, and I'm sure she'll put it to good use. But I got into the habit of going to Michael's on Boxing Day or that sort of thing, where they had their paper pads marked down so cheap, and I would just buy. And then eventually, like I say, when your style finds you, and my style found me, it became, I really fell into the vintage vibe, and a lot of that scrapbook paper just I don't use. But what I find is sometimes when I'm thrifting and I buy a package of loose papers, there's some paper in there that I want, and it's a really great deal, like $2 or something. Well, inside that package there might also be dog or Halloween or skeletons or something I won't use, so I kind of end up with a bunch of that. And bit by bit, I think I'm going to start maybe selling it at my booth, or I try to keep it just for backing or something, like something I'm going to cover up. But yeah, I'm getting to the point now where I have more than I want, which leads me to something I want to talk about with scraps. But let's go rogue here first. Okay, I'm simply going to cut a height here of, let's say, 6 inches. Now this is 12, and oh, let me show you something on the template. So to get your gates to match, if you were measuring this yourself but you wanted to do a different size, this measurement from here to here, just take that same measurement, divide it by 2. So half of it's on this side and half of it's on that side. I think that kind of goes without saying, but just in case. So if you wanted to do a 4-inch center, You want to do another 4 inches to make sure that 4 inches is completely covered, and then divide that by 2. So 4 inches with 2 on this side and 2 on that side. And I know that seems really obvious using those easy numbers, but what if you had a particular image, like say just this, that you wanted to be when you opened it up, like the center, so it was an odd measurement? Well, just multiply that times 2. Or divide that amount, that width, by 2, and then you will get your proper size for your sides. Does that make sense? I'm just wondering if this is just going to be too big for a page. It is, so I'm going to have to trim this down a bit. And I'm just guessing. Okay, just guessing. So I'm not going to measure till after because we're going rogue. But what I would do in this case, I would just give myself a little pinch crease right there. And then I would do it at the other end. Just match up your corners here. Give yourself a little pinch crease there. And then just simply take your 2 sides and gently match them. Oh, I can't see it. It's hard to see. I guess it's easier to see on this side. And I'm just, there's that pinch crease here and here. So I'm just going to bring the papers in to match or meet at those pinch crease marks. Easy peasy. There, look at us. Okay, now if you want the gate doors, what I would do, if you want those rounded doors, you don't have to, but I would meet your 2 outside corners, like take the whole thing. If you were going to round that, for example, maybe start at the fold and just do a wide shoulder like that. So now they're going to match. There. Now you've got shouldered just like a gate. If you want to do that, you don't have to. You can keep it squared up if you'd like. Burnish your sides. There. So we just went rogue and did that. I think I would prefer this side because I think that's kind of neat to open that up. Open that up. You know, oh, and look at, there's a mystery walkway, like a fairy door inside. Isn't that cool? So yes, you can do that so easily. Another thing I want to point out, if you do have those scrapbook papers like I was mentioning, cut it to size to fit in your printer. So we're going to make this 8.5 wide, like a normal size piece of copy paper, by 11 inches tall. That's just going to fit my printer nicely, so it's happy. And I'm going to put this through in my printer so that the template shows up on this side. I'll be right back. Okay, so this has now been printed. So I have printed the template directly onto my scrapbook paper, and then I can cut that out and go ahead and make one with the exact measurements. So let's see. So we got these cute little bunnies, or would it be cuter to have the bunnies revealed? Perhaps. And there's the lines to use, but that's your exact template for a gatefold. But like I said, I don't think you're even going to need a template. I think once you just get the idea of taking your time and patiently using some pinch marks to find your center to get your doors lined up, then you probably don't even need a template. But how cute are those? So cute. So just a reminder to treat your scraps and hold them with the same value as our other junk journal supplies, and that should help us to take more care in storage and remind us to use them up. And if we dedicate a maximum space and containers to hold your scraps, that's also a really good tip, so that you don't, if it doesn't fit, you either have to get rid of some or not keep the ones that you were just going to add to it. So that kind of gives you a boundary of how many scraps to keep. I should have done that a long time ago because I have way too many. Keep your favorites. If it doesn't fit, recycle, trade, or donate, or make something. So I have a great video where I show, just like we're doing now, but I have other videos, 10 things to do with your scraps, or there's all kinds of them. The 1 year rule, toss or donate scraps that haven't been used in a year. And when I say trade, back here, join your local Facebook groups, like even your by country or province or territory or state, because you can swap things. Like, for example, I have all the dogs and kitty stuff. Maybe somebody might be interested in that. I'd be happy to swap with somebody and pop it in the mail. A scrap challenge, dedicate a crafting session to using only scraps. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. I had a little challenge going, maybe 2 years ago for a 15-minute, just set a timer on your computer or your phone and just dig into your scraps and just pull a chunk out and just make whatever comes to mind in 15 minutes. Sharing and trading, of course, we talked about. That can also offer some fresh inspiration when you have new papers in front of you, because when we look at those same scraps over and over and over again, they become background and we don't even want to use them. Scrap inspired projects like we're doing now. Plan projects specifically designed to use up scraps like mini journals or embellishment packs, or wait especially till when we get to the collage portion for the really odd pieces of scraps. So that is just for today. I wanted to share a couple tips for keeping them manageable and keeping on top of it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the gatefold, and I hope you have some confidence to just wing it and try some different. Oh, there you go. And like I said, you don't have to round the tops, but you can if you want to. Just going to do that very quickly. It's a real gentle one, or a real slight gate. There, cut the whole gate off. I kind of like that too. I like this as well, where the whole thing is without the peekaboo. So there's another option for you. So a different size, and it opens up to reveal a beautiful sky. So see, this is the line I was trying to avoid. Let's see if we can reverse crease that. Turn it over. I think so. Reverse, reverse, reverse. There we go. That looks pretty good. But there, I have a few to add to my stash box now. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today. I enjoyed this one too. Another simple, easy craft that we can add to our book of ideas. And then, of course, you guys can decorate and embellish and do all the things. But like I said, remember, if you put stuff inside here, these doors might not want to stay closed, and then you may require some sort of a closure. But if you burnish these sides down really, really well, see how much flatter that lays than this one, just by burnishing the side, the fold makes a really big difference. There, now she lays nice and flat. All right, well, I'm going to finish these off, put them in my box, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm looking forward to crafting with you. Take care. Bye.